Welcome back, everybody. Well, hunting season's finally over, and if you're like me, you get asked this question a lot. And the question is this: how was your hunting season? When I get asked this question, a lot of times the first thing I think about is, what did I kill? And a close second to that is, for this season, is I started making an apology. Well, I didn't get a buck. And my question is should that be our first response? And I think the answer is no. And so today, I've been thinking about this. So today I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I consider this hunting season a great success. So I hope you'll stay tuned, and we're going to get into it. Thanks for joining. Okay, so number 1, and not in any particular order of importance, is that I got to experience the great outdoors. I got to experience being there early in the morning, experiencing the sunrise, the landscape coming to life, and I got to be there in the evenings and watching the sun set, the clouds, and not the clouds, but the shadows that's cast by the sun going down. And so that was a great experience. Also, the changing of the leaves, and just the crispness that's in the air in the fall. Although this fall we had a pretty warm fall, but so number 1 reason is just get to experience the beauty of the outdoors. So seeing all of the other wildlife besides deer, like the squirrels, the birds, and this year I was able to actually, while I was filming, I was able to actually catch some birds, some bluebirds, and some other birds that I've yet to identify. Okay, so number 2 on the list. This year I challenged myself to film my hunts. Had never done this before, and I've always enjoyed the YouTube videos and watching the different people film their hunts. So I challenged myself to film that this year. Well, I was fortunate enough this year to do that, but also fortunate enough to get 2 harvest shots captured on film. So that was great fun, but I'll tell you this, it gave me a new respect for people who film their own hunts. It is a lot more work than you can imagine. It was a lot more work than I imagined, but it was also great fun, and it was just a real feeling of accomplishment being able to do that. So anyway, number 2, filming my hunts. That was something I'd wanted to do, and so I felt like that I was fairly successful at it. Even though I realize I have a long way to go and I need to do some other things and get better in my editing, but that was another reason that I would say that this hunting season was a great success. Okay, so moving on to number 3. I had made myself a goal this year to actually be able to harvest a deer with my crossbow. I've had a crossbow for 4 or 5 years, and it just looks like I could never be in the right place at the right time. So I made a special effort this year to try to have a harvest with my crossbow. And I'll say I was successful with that. And not only that, I was able to capture it on film. So really that was really a fun experience, and to be able to look back at that, I think will give us a lot of pleasure in the years to come, give my family a lot of pleasure, maybe my grandkids, who knows. But anyway, being able to do that, and I also learned from my mistakes this year. That's always a big part of hunting. Is you're going to make some mistakes, and learning from that is what makes a difference. And while hunting with my crossbow, I actually, if you may remember in an earlier video, I had shot 1 deer with the crossbow, and I thought I completely missed. I went down, found the arrow right there, no blood on it, nothing, no hair, nothing. I couldn't see anything. So I thought, well, I just missed. So I got back up in the stand, and about an hour later, another deer came out, and I was able to connect with that with the crossbow. And so I knew that time that I'd gotten it. Well, as it turns out, the deer that I found when I went tracking was actually the first deer. And I didn't realize that at that time until I got back, and looked at the videos and edited and realized, oh my goodness, I have, and that was the next morning, by the way, I realized I had actually found the first deer, and I know for the second deer by the shot and everything, it was a solid hit, and you could see that deer would not go very far. So anyway, I learned from that mistake. Always, if you have any doubts, track and make sure that you didn't. So it really bothered me that I left a deer in the woods, and but anyway, like I said, I hope I won't let that happen again. So that was number 3. Okay, so number 4, for those of you who are counting, is we made some improvements to the hunting blind. Probably the biggest improvement was putting in the urinal. I know that doesn't sound like a big deal for you young guys, but for an old guy, that's a pretty big improvement. It just seems like every time at the end of my hunts, the Mother Nature would come calling. I'd have to get out of the blind and go out in the woods, taking a chance of scaring any deer that may be close by. Well, anyway, we solved that problem toward the end of the hunting season. I wish I'd have done it a lot sooner, but anyway, like I say, I'll be ready for next hunting season. So that was a very big improvement. Along with that, as far as making the improvements on the hunting blind, is that I made a big improvement on my way in and out of the stand. Don't know why I waited so long to do this, but I made a nice path which comes into the back of it to where I can get in and out of the blind without being detected. So there again, I would urge you, if you can do that, you'll really reap the benefits, I believe. It was so nice coming in and being able to be really quiet and know you were being quiet, not making any noise, and not really taking a chance or a big chance on any of the deer seeing you. So anyway, that's number 4, is being able to make some improvements on the hunting blind. Okay, so number 5, I did get some good meat for the freezer. That's always a bonus. My wife and I, we really enjoy the venison, and so I was able to put 2 deer, had them processed, and so we had meat in the freezer. Along with that, I tried a new processor this year. This year I went to Schrock Slaughterhouse over in Brookneal. Several friends had recommended that to me. I just never tried it, and so this year I decided to try that, to do something new. And I'd heard about their snack sticks and how good they were, so I thought, okay, well, I'll go ahead and try that. They were a little on the pricey side, I have to admit, but when you're eating good things and good lean meat, I thought, well, why not? So anyway, I'll have to say that I absolutely just love those snack sticks. And the sad thing is, I'm just about out, so it'll be another season before I can get some more. But I can guarantee you this, is that next year, on all the deer that I'm able to harvest, I'll be getting those snack sticks. And the barbecue flavor, I recommend the barbecue flavor. There is another flavor that I haven't tried, is the teriyaki. I expect I'll like that, but I know I love the barbecue ones. And not only that, we tried a couple new recipes with the venison. I think it's always nice when you can be able to cook the things that you kill and enjoy that with your family. And so I learned a couple different ways of doing some roast and also grilling the tenderloin and just doing a few different things. So anyway, that was another reason that I would consider this hunting season a success. And as a number 6, as a bonus one, I guess you'd say, is that I got to do a couple hunts with my cousin Tony, and really maybe you should move this one up to the top, because I think it's always nice when you get a chance to share hunting with family and friends and whatever. And so we had a great time. We didn't actually harvest one when we were together, but we did. We had a great time, and I'm hoping that next year we'll get to do that again, and hopefully we'll be able to put some meat in his freezer. Although he did get a nice little buck about 3/4 of the way through the season, so he did get some meat for his freezer too. So anyway, those are the 5 things, the bonus number 6 things that I consider this hunting season a success. So the next time you're asked that question of how was your hunting season, I hope that maybe you'll be able to expand your answer a little bit and think about all the other things that kind of go along with hunting season that make a success. Anyway, the weather is going to be turning cold here pretty soon. We're supposed to be getting some weather down in the low 20s, and I know that doesn't sound cold for a lot of you guys up north, but here in Central Virginia, that's pretty chilly. So I'll be retreating to the woodworking shop. I've got several projects in mind that I'm going to do there, and so I plan to film that and bring you along with that when we get ready to do that. But today I'm going to go ahead and do something that I haven't done before. I'm going to put out a salt block. And I'm also going to put out corn. And I decided this kind of as I was coming out of the Tractor Supply that maybe kind of a neat little experiment would be to put just corn in one area and just the salt block in one area, have cameras on both, and just see if we get more deer at the salt lick, or if we get more deer with the feeding on the corn. I don't know. If it were me, I would probably hit the corn and then go hit the salt or whatever. So we'll see how they do. So stick around for just a few more minutes. We're going to put that out, get the camera set up, and hopefully on the next video I'll share with you what came by. I'm hoping to capture a few of those bucks that sort of hid from me the whole hunting season. I know a lot of you thinking, well, you know, they probably have already lost their sheds by now, but maybe there'll be a few that haven't, and I hope to catch them on the trail camera. But anyway, it's just fun being able to continue on through the winter, seeing the wildlife in this area. And so we're going to put that out and see what happens. Well, anyway, that's the end of this video, and I want to say thank you for kind of sticking with us, and for the new subscribers, and I appreciate anybody that wants to tag along to hit that subscribe button, and so you'll be able to see when we post the next video. So I hope you have a blessed day. I hope you had a great hunting season, and I hope you'll have even a better hunting season next year. So God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.